Alright, so now we're going to be learning about the Pythagorean theorem, okay? And I know you guys didn't learn this last year because this belongs in the 8th grade curriculum and not the algebra curriculum. But this is really important so that you understand the distance formula, which is what we're going to be learning next, okay? So what is the Pythagorean theorem? It's basically saying that if you have a right triangle, right? If you have a right triangle and you have 2 of the 3 sides, you can always predict the third side, okay? So if you have a right triangle, and it's only applicable for the right triangle, you can predict the third side if given 2 other sides. And how is that possible? Well, imagine that you have a right triangle, right? Something like this. First off, a couple of vocabulary. The longest side, or the side that's across from the 90 degree angle, has a name to it. It's called the hypotenuse, okay? And the other 2 sides that's attached to the right angle are called legs, okay? So this is the structure of a right triangle. So if I gave you the same right triangle, right, and I said that this side was 3 and this side was 4, can you find this third missing side, the hypotenuse? And the way that we do it is by using the famous formula. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay? And the way that it works is c is always the hypotenuse. I like to call it the hypotenuse because that's where you would place c. And so you would plug in 3, right? A squared is 3 squared plus b squared, which is 4 squared. It's both interchangeable, is equal to c squared, okay? So 3 squared is 9 plus 16 is equal to c squared. 9 plus 16 is 25, which is equal to c squared. And then the final step that you have to do to solve for this is take the square root of both sides. And so c is equal to 5, right? Because the square root of 25, it's a perfect square, it's 5. So here you have the classic 3, 4, 5 triangle, okay? Let me give you another example. What if I gave you the hypotenuse, but it's missing a leg? Same deal. So let's just say that this side was 5 and this side was 13. How would you find this leg? Well, you still use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The first leg is 5, right? So it's going to be 5 squared plus b squared, you don't know, and they gave us the hypotenuse, or the hypotenuse, so it's 13 squared, okay? From here, you solve it like a normal equation. 25 plus b squared is equal to 169. Subtract 25 on both sides. You get b squared is equal to 144. And from here, you take the square root of both sides, and you get b is equal to 12. And that's it. It's pretty straightforward, okay? B is equal to 12. So that's the Pythagorean theorem in a nutshell.